ball. Wisen.
It's time for high school sports, right here on your home for local sports, the NCWLIFE Channel. Today's broadcast is brought to you by August Edge Real Estate, Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Doghouse Motorsports, Global Car Care, the Highlander Golf Course and Grill, JDSA Law, Laura Mounter Real Estate, Les Schwab Tires, One Way Construction, Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, Save Mart, Sangster Motors, Wenatchee Power Sports, Earthwise Pet, and Chelan Douglas Casa. And now let's get ready for high school sports. It starts now on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel.
Jose Camarillo makes it 2.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wenatchee, Washington, site of today's encounter between the Eastmont Wildcats and the Wenatchee Panthers. Hi again, I'm Sebastian Moraga. Alongside me, as always, is our soccer expert, Matt Wisen. And what a way to finish our tribe.
Yeah, it's always a good time when these two teams get together, kind of throw everything out the windows and just watch, enjoy a good game.
All right, we're going to toss it really quick to the PA announcer for today's senior night honorees, and when we come back, we have 80 minutes of top-notch soccer for you. This is NCWLIFE Channel. Don't go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wenatchee High School Soccer. Tonight we will be honoring our seniors on behalf of the coaching staff. We'd like to thank the following seniors for all the contributions they've made in their 4 years to the program. Number 7, Nick Lopez, accompanied by Marcos Bañuelos. Number 15, Luis Mendoza, accompanied by Jesus Mendoza and Leticia Morales. Number 17, Kezaya Chirones, Mario Chirinos Jr., Richie Soto, and Dede Lujan. And finally, number 23, Tanner Stitt, accompanied by Aaron Stitt, Mark Stockman, and Aaron Jackson. Please give these seniors a round of applause. Thank you.
And we'll take a break here on the NCWLIFE Channel here on Senior Night at Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. And when we come back, we'll be upstairs with Matt and Sebastian. Get ready for soccer tonight here on your local TV station.
Bofto Field.
Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units. JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local sports broadcasts. They've been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, risks, and accomplishments. At JDSA Law, they salute our local athletes and wish them well on another excellent season of competition.
Oh, a bit of a mistake! A bit of a mistake, and then we saw it looked like Gavino Mota not being able to pull the trigger on that one. We'll double check. As here comes a counterattack led by Mr. Malcolm. Defensive maneuver for the Panthers. The deep ball looking for Malcolm again. It was actually Marcos Bravo, number 9, struggling to sink that one in a little bit ago. Stitt. Across midfield we go. Reyes. The ball for Nick Lopez, a bit too long. Out of bounds will be a throw-in for the Eastmont Wildcats. Right quick, we'll go to the starting lineups for you. Goalkeeper for Wenatchee is Luis Mendoza. Defenders number 2, Corin Collier. Number 5, Emmanuel Ocampo. Number 23, Tanner Stitt. Midfielders number 6, Giovanni Munoz. Number 7, Nick Lopez. Number 17, Ken Chirinos. Number 18, Gavino Mota. Number 19, Julian Reyes. Forwards number 9, Marcos Bravo. And number 22, Tyler Wisen. Head coach for Wenatchee, Dennis Tronson. Having a little fun there, Mr. Lopez. 3 markers put a stop to the fun. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Wenatchee ball, and it is. 3 minutes, 38 seconds. Starting lineups brought to you all season long by Stevens Home Group, your local expert real estate advisors. Find them on Facebook. The shot, flag was up, none of that counted. Good idea, however, from an illicit position on the field, offside, and direct free kick for Eastmont. Represented on the field by the following gentlemen. Number 1, Armando Mendoza. Number 2, Victor Andrade. Number 4, Javier Fuentes. Number 5, Jesse Sanchez. Number 6, Alfredo Gonzalez. Number 7, Adrián Cabrera. Number 9, Tyrell Malcolm. Number 10, Diego Zaldivar. Number 11, Luis Romero. Number 16, Caip Pefferman. And number 17, Diego Vasquez. Head coach, Vidal Hurtado. Back to the action now. Alfredo Gonzalez, top of the box. The shot a bit too long for Cabrera, still trying to chase it. First on it, Armando Mendoza. Sanchez and Gonzalez Alfredo. Opening the game up to the left flank. Sanchez. Tyrell Malcolm. Romero. Right-footed touch looking for Sanchez, interrupted by the back line of Wenatchee. Chirinos and Reyes. Whistle on the play, foul called. It will be a free kick for the Panthers. 5 minutes 23 in this first half. Ken Chirinos. Lopez. Shot across. Romero. On defense, Romero across the center alley. Opening the game up to the left flank of the defense. Andrade. That one is Andrade. First on it will be Collier. No, Andrade will prevail. Now Collier. Gonzalez. Defensive maneuver by Andrade. Nice job. Zaldivar. Top of the box, looking for Malcolm. The touch from Gonzalez looking for Malcolm. Will sail a little wide, and it will be Wenatchee ball. Bit of a substitution coming up. It will be number 8 entering the contest for Wenatchee. That would be Pierre Vega. Pierre Vega. Ball goes out of bounds. 6 minutes, make that 7 minutes now. Throwing for Wenatchee. Swinging volley shot. Malcolm. Sanchez all the way back for Vasquez. Whistle on the play, charged from behind, foul called. It will be a free kick for Eastmont. Rather tentative first minutes of the first half, Matt Wisen. Nobody wanting to make, to put too many chips on either red or black.
A couple mistakes there. Definitely some, maybe some strategy going on. Not want to show every cards at once. But mostly it looks like some nerves are being played out right now.
Romero battling with Marcos Bravo. Now it's against Munoz. Taken back for Eastmont by Gonzalez. Gonzalez approaching the left corner. Gonzalez under some pressure there. Into the box. Rejected by the back line of Wenatchee. Good job that time by Zaldivar keeping the play alive. Ball goes out of bounds. No, it stays in bounds. Collier. Zaldivar. Into the box. A good opportunity gone wasting. If Malcolm had connected that one on the correct part of the foot, it would have been a different story, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, hard ball to turn on. You really got to make sure your hips are kind of almost closed off, and your planting foot is in the right direction, which is almost a 180 from where it wants to be.
8 minutes, 45 seconds. And Mr. Mendoza will put it into play. Romero and a whistle on the play. We're back in action now. Deep ball for Wisen. Quickly double team. Wisen leaving two behind. Shot across. Waiting for Bravo. Trying to clear for Eastmont as Fuentes. Ball goes out of bounds. Let's see what the referee calls this one. It will be a throw-in that Mr. Stitt will take care of. Armando Mendoza under the three tubes for Eastmont. The shot to the left corner of the goal. Not a major problem for Armando Mendoza. This is NCWLIFE, bringing you live soccer action from the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee. It's Wenatchee against Eastmont. The two neighbors, the two arch rivals from either side of the mighty Columbia, doing battle here on the soccer pitch. Eastmont on the move now. Zaldivar. Ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for Wenatchee. Bit of a shove there. No call. Play continues. Zaldivar. Backing it up a little bit for Vasquez. Now Gonzalez. Now Malcolm. Malcolm. Marked by Collier. Leading towards the center alley. Approaching the box. Taken away by Giovanni Munoz. A bit of a collision there. Actually more like a foul. And Mr. Navarro agrees with us.
He's getting a little bit of a talking to here. A little out of character for the game so far.
11 minutes, 20 seconds. This part of the game brought to you by Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, home of the lifetime warranty. At Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, customer satisfaction is #1. Stop on by today. Mr. Stitt taking a break, being replaced in the Wenatchee lineup by Gavino Mota. We're back in action now. Mota. Chirinos, one of the seniors, celebrated at the beginning of the game. It's a senior night here at the Apple Bowl in Wenatchee. Pass midfield. Ocampo. Munoz. Wisen, right-footed shot. Wisen, and the stop by Armando Mendoza. "12 minutes, 25 seconds into this one, still tied at 0-0. Wenatchee and Eastmont. Eastmont and Wenatchee. Pfefferman. First on it is Collier. Ball allowed to sail away. Unintentional handball, it looked to me. Sanchez. The long ball. No major or preferred destination for it. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a goal kick for Wenatchee, with Luis Mendoza restarting the action. Wisen. Romero on the mark. Wisen leaves him behind. Into the box, making some room. The shot through the legs of number 17, Ken Chirinos, but it's ultimately Armando Mendoza. Actually, it was Diego Vasquez, through the legs of Diego Vasquez, and Armando Mendoza making the stop.
Very good quick turn there and getting in behind, getting the corner. Just good job for Eastmont getting collected and compact in there, making a difficult shot.
Quick run into the box. Swept away by Javier Fuentes. Wenatchee on the move now. Across the center alley goes Munoz. That one is Chirinos. Taken back by Eastmont. Romero on the deep ball. Malcolm has to stop and catch up to it. A good turn. Good idea for Cabrera. Is he going to make it? He is. And a sweeping clearing by number 17, Chirinos, sending the ball out of bounds. Looked like a clean slide by Chirinos that time, although his player, Cabrera, hit the deck. Cabrera with the throw-in, then Romero. Top of the box for Malcolm. He's dangerous in those situations. But Luis Mendoza keeps the ranch from catching on fire. Good takeaway by Eastmont. This could be interesting. Gonzalez. Gonzalez. Pfefferman. Back to Gonzalez. Trying to thread the needle a little bit. Mendoza under some pressure now by Andrade. Collier. Andrade over to Markham. Vasquez and Pfefferman trying to keep it in bounds. Heel touch. Almost works. Andrade can't quite control. The ball goes out of bounds. It will be Wenatchee ball. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa. Great service with a personal touch. That is their commitment to you. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa provides a different kind of full-service care that gives their clients peace of mind. Visit their showroom today. Throwing for the Wildcats, Pfefferman and Sanchez. Down the flank now. Taken back by Wenatchee. Another attempt by Vasquez. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Wenatchee ball, it looks like. 16 minutes, 24 seconds, still tied at 0-0. Beautiful sun-drenched evening here in the Wenatchee Valley. And it just, I don't know if it does to you, Matt, but it makes me happy to be able to see crowds again.
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful day. The sun is just amazing. Can you, I mean, how many degrees off is today versus last Friday? I was wearing my winter coat then, so it can't say the day can get any more perfect than this.
We could use a couple of goals. I will say that.
No, they'll come.
I agree with you. I think they'll come. Just all that's left to see is whether they'll get past Mendoza or Mendoza. Quick run there. Sanchez. Gonzalez. Back to Sanchez. Good mark. Whistle on the play. A bit of a shove there towards the end. And it will be a free kick for the Eastmont Wildcats. 17:39 on the clock. First half. This moment of the game brought to you by Chelan Douglas Casa, court-appointed special advocates for children. There's a shot. And Mr. Luis Mendoza with the stop. There was a Colombian boxer back in the 90s, world champion in the middleweights, Luis Mendoza. Romero. Ball goes out of bounds. And it will be Mr. Romero putting it back into play. Sanchez. Stopped nimbly by Chirinos. Good takeaway by the Panthers. Down the flank we go. Ball goes out of bounds, however, before it can turn into anything serious. The throw-in looking for Wisen. Pefferman lifting one leg way up, right in front of the assistant referee who says nothing, so it must have been completely illicit. Into the box. Pivoting defensive header by Sanchez. Whistle on the play, and there's a yellow card there. Yellow card, we'll tell you in a second, it's for a Wenatchee player.
He just got a little anxious there, showing some studs on that tackle, and
it's number 8, Vega, one of the subs. Yellow card in the 20th minute of play. Free kick for the Wildcats, deep in their own territory. And taking Mr. Vega's place for the moment will be Liam Willett, number 12. Across midfield we go. Bravo. Back to Wisen. Bravo. Taken away by Romero. Bravo on the steal. Zaldivar. Back to Romero. Zaldivar. Zaldivar. Under some pressure now. Good job that time by Giovanni Munoz. Wisen, first on it, however, is Jesse Sanchez, who wants no part of that ball, just nudges it out of bounds. 20 minutes 33, halfway through the first half. And Wenatchee and Eastmont still can manage to do much damage to one another. Still tied at 0-0. There's the throw-in into the box. Looping header. Not a major problem for Armando Mendoza. Collier can't quite control it. Ball goes out of bounds. Pefferman for Wenatchee will put it back into play. This part of the game brought to you by the Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Enjoy your day at Highlander Golf Course. Reserve your next tee time or plan a party in one of their simulator rooms. You don't have to be a member to dine in style. Give them a call today. Wisen. On the mark is Cabrera. Good ball that time for Ramos, number 11, another sub.
It's good to see Maurizio back from, he broke his wrist that first game, I believe, against Moses Lake.
Oh, was that him? All right.
And he's been seeing very limited time in the last few games.
Reyes. Bit of a shove that causes Mr. Malcolm to hit the deck. Apparently there was a slight collision of heads there. But now is Mr. Navarro giving him a lecture. Apparently a bit of acting, perhaps?
Yeah, I believe so.
Took a dive in the old swimming pool.
Yeah, they both came together. I
Yeah,
don't see a
that's
foul
what he's
there.
saying. That's what he's saying. He's bringing his hands together. Seems like there was no foul there. And now he's getting a word. Mr. Navarro is from one of his assistants. With 22:42 on the clock. What has been an extremely clean game so far. Hard fought. Actually, too hard fought at times. Not a lot of clarity on either end, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, there's some emotions playing out. A little bit of run of play advantage maybe from Wenatchee. But so far, I can see the strategy. Eastmont is really packing the midfield, leaving pretty much just one high with Tyrell. And Wenatchee's leaving two high and trying to control midfield a little bit. But Eastmont's got a lot of energy, and they're really making things difficult for Wenatchee in the middle.
Romero and Wisen. Let's see who will prevail. And it will be Wisen this time. Whistle on the play, however. The ball went out of bounds, apparently. Yep, that's what Mr. Navarro is saying. And it will be a throw-in for Eastmont. Good triangulation that time. Interrupted by Romero. Very efficient, this young man. Bit of a give and go. Bravo, into the box. The shot right at the hands. Right at the hands of Mr. Mendoza. And the player for Wenatchee coming up a little bit lame there.
I think Marcos just drew a little bit of the turf there when he went to shoot and kind of jammed his ankle a little bit. Other than that, Marcos has got a deadly shot if he connects.
Munoz across midfield. Looking to connect with Julian Reyes. Mota. Vega. Collier shot into the box. Nobody there to connect. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont ball.
Just a little high. Wenatchee's had some issues this last few games getting that earlier ball into the middle. But in this case, it was good hold-up play there, waiting for some runners to get in the box. Just a little bit strong of delivery. Is it Diego Zaldivar coming off, I believe?
Number 10, yes, yeah. Diego Zaldivar, accusing some kind of injury. He's walking really slowly off the pitch.
He had some issues. He's been injured off and on throughout the season. His first injury came against the Wenatchee game in a collision with the goalkeeper. It was like a high ankle kind of a deal, and maybe some of that's just flaring back up.
Looks like Angel Sitio is taking his place, number 11. Good ball that time. Bravo. Wisen, the shot. Oh, he's going to be thinking about that one later.
Yeah,
that is a very unusual shot for him.
Yeah, again, one of those plantar foot deals, and just couldn't quite get the hips around on that.
How many did he have against Cascade? 6?
Yeah, everything was sinking right. You know, as a striker, if you take 10, I mean, you hope to take 10 shots. But if you get one good look and you're successful in a game, you've had a great game. And for him to have 6 goals in that one game, nothing was going wrong at all. And he was definitely had a magical night.
Took him out for ice cream afterwards?
No, he does not eat ice cream or nothing with sugar. He might have been taken out for broccoli maybe or chicken breast. But
an athlete through and through, huh? Yeah. All right. Now we're going to have another substitution. It looks like number 3 for Wenatchee, Mr. Gabriel Mata, will enter the contest.
Yeah, injuries for both squads have been an issue this year. Trying to stay healthy with 5 practices coming into your first game, and then 2 games a week since. I mean, hats off to these coaches keeping a roster.
Absolutely, it's a wonder it wasn't worse.
And I know Tyler's had some hip issues from time to time. You know, Marcos has had some issues with the shin splints and stuff. And a lot of these players have spent some time on the bench trying to get
Bit of a mistake
ice.
there. And Malcolm trying to connect right at the heart of the box. Sorry, Matt, continue,
Yeah, no
please.
worries. Well, a lot of ice by both teams. Eastmont Luis Romero spent the better part of the second half of the last game on the bench trying to nurse a hamstring. So yeah, it's just a big challenge this year, and I'm glad they're playing. Be nice if they could have had a little bit more time leading into the season to prep for games.
Because let's not forget that these kids ended the last season in May of 2019. They didn't play after that.
No, they missed a full year and
more.
and more. I mean, a lot of these guys are club players and have been playing.
Yeah.
But it's different with high school. Club gets typically a game a week, and you've got time to get ready. You've got time to recover. Here, you might have 3 days.
Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Saturday.
Tuesday and Saturday. Yeah, it's a challenge.
Bit of a mix there. Opening the game up now was Mota. Whistle on the plate. It was Julian Reyes that got stopped there. And it will be a free kick for Eastmont. Bit of a handball there, clearly, yes sir. Number 4 for Eastmont, Javier Fuentes.
If you notice, the sun is right in the keeper's eyes here. I know it's an ambitious distance, but I would test the keeper. I go straight at goal on the shot. Hope he doesn't get a clean touch and maybe follow up with a rebound. Or for the shooter, maybe just best to put it back in the net.
Straight to goal? Isn't it an indirect kick, free kick?
No, handball. So
handball.
Yep.
Okay.
Looks like he might do a setup play on this.
You're going to have to excuse me, Matt. For the longest time, I thought handballs were resulted in an indirect free kick. But we're back in action now with Malcolm battling it out. Bit of a shove and a push there. Navarro calls them both on it. It will be a free kick for Wenatchee. This moment of the game brought to you by Doghouse Motorsports, now featuring the full line of on and off-road Husqvarna motorcycles. Chirinos, the quick touch upfield. Down the flank we go with Collier. Collier leaving one behind, leaving 2 behind, into the box. The shot, and almost into its own goal. But instead it's a corner kick. The defensive effort by Jesse Sanchez almost pays dividends for the other guys.
That was a gutsy,
Yeah.
gutsy challenge right there, but it was really his only option. Tyler can turn on that ball in half a second, and it was perfectly executed to get that ball over the goal and out of play. So hats off to the defense there.
Corner kick for Wenatchee. Taking care of it will be Julian Reyes. 31-24 on the clock. There's the whistle. Reyes rejected by the back line of Eastmont. Ball goes out of bounds. After Mr. Mota cannot catch up to it. Now we're back in action. Wenatchee on the move. Willett across midfield. Stopped by Romero. Taken back by the Panthers. Munoz. Whistle on the play. And a yellow card. The referee did not like that sliding tackle. Yellow card for number 4 for Eastmont, Javier Fuentes, in the 33rd minute of play. So 1 yellow card apiece in this contest, and no goals yet between Eastmont and Wenatchee. The free kick for Wenatchee.
I think, to see, 2, 4, 6, 8.
Taken care of by Munoz. Left-footed shot, far post. Defensive header. Not a major problem, but the play continues now. Chirinos and Collier. Taken back by Eastmont, trying to push it out of their own half was Gonzalez, Alfredo Gonzalez. Ball goes out of bounds. The frustration is obvious in the body language of Vidal Hurtado. I can see him from all the way over here.
Well, Eastmont didn't sub in when their player drew the yellow, and so when the player can come back on with referee approval instead of having to do an official substitution. So you can come on during run or play if the referee waves you on. So that's, I think, where the frustration was coming from. The referee wasn't immediately waving the player on, so that's, I think, where the frustration was coming from.
Malcolm. Cabrera. Malcolm off to the races. Marked by Ocampo. Shot across and the save. Nimbly executed by Luis Mendoza. 34-25. This moment of the game brought to you by Sangster Motors. The American Challenge is on at Sangster Motors, home of the all-new Yukon SUV.
So Eastmont got what they wanted there. They got basically man marking. They got Wenatchee pressing a little bit much, and then they had some space in for Tyrell to use his speed. And Wenatchee just needed to get a little more central on that so they can have a cover defender mark Tyrell. It's not as easy as it sounds because he's got some pace.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, both good play by Luis covering that near post, and good job by Tyrell getting that corner and getting a dangerous shot off.
Will there be a substitution for Wenatchee? Looks like number 7, Nick Lopez, is returning to the pitch. And to him the ball goes. There's Lopez with some room. Into the box he goes. We got Wisen waiting in the heart of the box, and Mr. Romero catches up to that one first. Sending it to the corner kick. We will have a substitution for Eastmont first, however. It will be number 8 for the Wildcats, Juan Vargas.
Looks like Tyrell's coming off. He's got a little bit of a hobble.
We're back in action now. Ball goes out of play. Wenatchee will put it back into Chirinos. Chirinos, the turn. Opening the game up across the center alley. Good bit of speed there. Touch up field for Reyes. And the stop by Mr. Mendoza. Armando Mendoza. 36-28 on the clock. Approaching the halftime break of this hard-fought contest between Eastmont and Wenatchee. Wenatchee and Eastmont. Pefferman getting ready to take care of this throw-in. Pausing for 1 second. Pefferman. Vasquez Romero. Bit too long for Sanchez. Pefferman there to keep things moving. Gonzalez. Gonzalez can get past this marker. Clean sweep that time by Eastmont, but the ball goes out of bounds. It will be Wenatchee ball now. 37-36 on the clock. Wenatchee on defensive labor. Lopez. The give and go doesn't quite work between him and Ramos. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont ball, and I think it is. This moment of the game brought to you by Wenatchee Power Sports, now featuring Polaris, Yamaha, KTM, and Beta. Sales, parts, and service at Wenatchee Power Sports. Trying to keep it in bounds. Wenatchee cannot quite do it. There's a whistle on the play, however. We'll see what the referee calls this one. Throw in. Ken Chirinos thought it was a free kick, the indirect kind. Wisen through a forest of white jerseys, stopped by Romero. Not entirely illicitly, in my opinion, but the referee says nothing. We'll go with the experts on this one. And it's ultimately Armando Mendoza putting a stop to the danger.
Yeah, Luis is a real deal back there at right back. He's a solid defender, probably one of the best in the league, and one of the best at the club level in the Northwest, and very, very solid player. Plays for Wenatchee's BO3 team. And he and Tyler know each other well. They go against each other almost daily at training.
Gonzalez and Pefferman. Chirinos on defense. Trying again for Eastmont is Andrade. Andrade looking for some help. Vargas. On defense now, Nick Lopez. Ball goes out of bounds. Eastmont ball. Sanchez into the box. Cleared away with more urgency than style by the back line of Wenatchee. A bit of a drag of the jersey there.
It should almost be a yellow card there, breaking up a counterattack opportunity.
Yeah.
With an intentional hold.
Ramos. Lopez into the box. Shot across. Romero. And now the time is being kept on the field by the officials. We're a shade under the halftime point. Taking care of this corner kick now will be Lopez. Far post. Chirinos into the ball. That's all! Wenatchee takes the lead. Maurizio Ramos for the Panthers.
Great job from Maurizio getting a foot on that, jumping up a little bit, just blocking it into the goal a little bit with traffic in front of him. Just excellent finish there, Maurizio. Good to see him get some success this year. It's been a rough year for him.
And what a time to get a goal against the arch rivals, coming off the bench at the edge of halftime.
Very timely. Definitely that can really set the mood for the team's speech at halftime.
And a quick move by Eastmont almost lands them a 1-1 tally, but right after, Mr. Navarro says, boys, it's time for a break. Wenatchee ahead of Eastmont 1-0 here at halftime. This is NCWLIFE Channel. Don't go away.
to achieve greatness once, it's not the end of the journey. It is only the beginning. Introducing the next all-electric super truck. The revolutionary GMC Hummer EV SUV. Reserve one now while they last.
Save Mart is the place to go if you are in the market for home furnishings. They have rows and rows of sofas, love seats, recliners, and chairs in a vast array of fabrics and colors. Name brands include Ashley, Best, and Stanton. With pictures, lamps, and tables to complement your new furniture, Save Mart is a one-stop shop. Save Mart offers 12-month special financing on approval of credit. Save Mart also offers free delivery, setup, and haul away in their service area. Serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 50 years. Located on North Wenatchee Avenue or visit online at savemart.net.
I had to pack up all my things. I had to leave my home. And I never knew where I was going next. It felt like I never even had a say. But then you came along.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Building. It's in our blood. Building something out of nothing. It takes heart, grit, and hard work. At One Way Construction, our crew is our family. With decades of contracting experience and our in-house design team, we bring a unique perspective to building. We know that if we work together, we are capable of reaching heights that are impossible to reach alone. The possibilities are endless.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.
Welcome back to the Apple Bowl, where we have just witnessed Wenatchee and Eastmont go at it for 40 minutes. With a partial result at halftime, Wenatchee ahead by 1-0. The only tally of the contest happened right at the edge of halftime, shot across from the right side, bit of a mixer, and then with the precision of a brain surgeon, Mr. Maurizio Ramos, one of the people who came off the bench for Wenatchee in the first half, sending it to the back of the net with a beautiful touch to the left of the goalkeeper, Mr. Armando Mendoza. 1-0 ahead, Wenatchee, Matt Wisen, but I don't think either side could be truly satisfied with how this first half unfolded. Not even the Panthers were ahead.
Yeah, there are a lot of chips left on the table in that first half, and a lot of some players I'm sure are wishing they could go back in time and have another look at that. So yeah, I would be shocked if that was the only goal of the game. I'm anticipating a 3-2, 3-1, 2-1, not even that. I'm thinking that somebody's going to score 3 tonight. It's just the way this game's going to play out. That's the way this game usually always plays out. I'm sure I'm going to make myself look stupid one more time here, but it'll be entertaining nonetheless.
That is what we're all hoping for. This first half was more hard-fought than eye-pleasing, but still, it's always a kick to see these young men go at it here in the rivalry game between Eastmont and Wenatchee. The one goal, we'll repeat, Maurizio Ramos in the 40th minute, right at the edge of halftime, giving Wenatchee a partial 1-0 lead. When we come back, we will have the next 40 minutes of soccer here at the Apple Bowl. It's Eastmont against Wenatchee, Wenatchee against Eastmont. 1-0 Panthers at the half. Don't go away.
At Earthwise Pet, we take an all-natural approach to wellness and nutrition. Our professional certified groomers were trained by the best in the Pacific Northwest. Our staff here at Earthwise Pet are all certified in pet nutrition. We are here to help you select the perfect food, supplement, and anything else you may need to make sure your pet is living its best and most healthy life. Earthwise Pet, Nutrition Center and Wellness Spa. Online or in the store, we are here for you.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local sports broadcasts. They've been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, risks, and accomplishments. At JDSA Law, they salute our local athletes and wish them well on another excellent season of competition.
My name is Brian Thorpe. I own Global Car Care in Wenatchee and have been here for about 25 years.
Brian started Global Car Care as Brian's automotive alternative on Orondo Street.
Some customers were following Brian since Brian's automotive time.
No, we're just grateful to be part of this community. This is where I grew up. We want to do our part to be a valuable part of this community. We want to thank you for trusting our business for 25 years.
If you're like me, you're already dreaming about the summer, enjoying it with friends and family in the backyard. Don't get discouraged with the chilly breeze of spring just yet. There is still work to be done, and the warmer temperatures are just around the corner. If you've been thinking about when to get your backyard ready for summer, come on down to Blue Lagoon, now scheduling pool openings. Ask us why we think you should open your pool sooner rather than later. Call today. Scheduling is filling up fast.
Spring brings new beginnings, new growth, and new hope. At Pat Armstrong Ford, we work hard to make sure you find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and season. Spring means more time outside, spending quality time with friends and family, enjoying everything the new season brings. Whatever you want to do out there, we've got the vehicle to get it done.
Get your spring started right in a new Ford or Lincoln at Pat Armstrong Ford, where we are community strong.
Hi, I'm Shauna Larson. I'm the designated broker here at Laura Mounter Real Estate. We are a locally owned firm, and we've worked hard to earn our reputation of always doing business the right way. Laura Mounter Real Estate is continually investing in the best technologies and highest quality marketing. For these reasons, our community has voted us the world's best real estate office for the past 5 years. If you have real estate needs, let a Laura Mounter real estate agent show you the difference.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
During the Les Schwab Spring Tire Sale, save up to $200 when you bundle select tires, wheels, and brakes. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Building. It's in our blood. Building something out of nothing. It takes heart, grit, and hard work. At One Way Construction, our crew is our family. With decades of contracting experience and our in-house design team, we bring a unique perspective to building. We know that if we work together, we are capable of reaching heights that are impossible to reach alone. The possibilities are endless.
Welcome back to Wenatchee, Washington, the Apple Bowl, Lee Bofto Field, where we're just about ready to start the second half of this contest between Eastmont and Wenatchee. Wenatchee and Eastmont, with the Panthers leading 1-0 over their arch rivals from the other side of the river. Just a quick reminder, folks, this Saturday, May 15th at 5:30 p.m., we have the Johnson Electric Bump to Pass night at the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval, coming to you live with Eric Granstrom and Greg Rentz on the call, so don't want to miss that if you're a fan of motorsports. And then on Saturday, May 22nd, at 1 p.m., lacrosse with the Wenatchee Valley boys hosting Snohomish with Eric Granstrom and Rod Higley on the call. And then at 6:30 p.m., and this is a thrill to say because it's been a long time, Davis at Wenatchee. Basketball, boys basketball, indoor sports in the Wenatchee Valley, folks. Great news. Indoor high school sports with Grant Olson on the call. So plenty of action heading your way, and plenty of action happening right now as the second half has started, with Wenatchee taking care of this free kick via Julian Reyes into the box. Now Collier. Bit of a screen there, doesn't quite work, and now he's in a bit of trouble. Nice move that time by Ramos, fooling the goalkeeper for just a split second, and that could have been costly, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, definitely. There's a little miscommunication going on there. Some interference being run by Javier. Was lucky he wasn't called for that in the box. Wasn't trying to play the ball and was basically doing a basketball defense shuffle. Yeah,
boxing him out.
But that great footwork by the Wenatchee player to get around, and a wake-up call for Eastmont there a little bit.
And now we have a player down. It's number 9 for Wenatchee, Mr. Marcos Bravo, who limps off the field, being replaced almost immediately by Mr. Vega, who already has a yellow card to his name. We're back in action with now the goalkeeper for Wenatchee, Luis Mendoza, putting a stop to the danger. There is Romero over the head of Wisen. The heel touch by Gonzalez. Chirinos and Malcolm. Many thanks to this gentleman who just brought us water.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, baby. It's a party up here. Romero on the throw-in. That one is Gonzalez. Back to Romero. Wisen on the mark. Oh boy, those two know each other well. It's like two magicians trying to entertain each other. The quick touch, opening the game up. Farther to the right. Reyes. Pefferman. Ramos into the box. Bravo, the shot. Oh my goodness! Kissing the upright and going out of bounds. I would have called it a corner, and the referee does, because it did bounce off the goalkeeper, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was such a good shot there. Traffic in front of you, low, hard-driven ball to the far post. Good job by Mr. Mendoza to get a fingertip on that and shuffle that out of bounds.
A different energy, apparently, to the beginning of this second half. The nerves, hopefully, mostly shaken away as we see Mr. Navarro talk to some of the players. And now there's a shove there in the box. There's the touch, open for Wisen, right-footed shot, bounces off a defender, can't quite make it any further towards the goal defended by Eastmont. And there's Ocampo, Mendoza, Giovanni Munoz. A quick touch to the right. Bit of a juke there. Nice ball. Down the flank is Lopez. Lopez marked by Romero. Lopez. Touch to the back. Right-footed shot, 30 yards out, and the stop by Mendoza. Good effort that time.
Yeah, good shot. I'd like to see it maybe pull away from the keeper a little bit more, not go directly at it, and allow some players to run into the mix there.
Looked like Gavino Mota on the shot. I'm not entirely sure. Reyes. Malcolm. Bit of a bounce there. We have Edgar Leon on the field for Eastmont, number 13. Off to the races we go once again. And it did not go according to plan for Mr. Mota, as his body language indicates. Goal kick for Eastmont. A good header. Malcolm waiting for it on the left side is Andrade. Interrupted by Wenatchee defender, and Malcolm can barely hide his frustration. Down the flank we go. There's Wisen. First on it is Fuentes. Vasquez. Munoz. Chirinos. Lopez. Pass Romero. Lopez. On the mark is Sanchez. Shot across. Ramos. And the stop by Armando Mendoza.
That was a tough shot there, keeping that ball low with, first touch shot. Good job again. Maurizio getting a good touch on that shot.
Leon. He is downed by his marker. And Mr. Navarro calls for the foul. It will be a free kick for Eastmont. 6 minutes into this one in the second half. This moment of the game brought to you by August Edge Real Estate, your personal real estate agency with full service offered at just a 2% listing fee. Two players on the wall. Bit of a chipper, pivoting header that time by Mr. Javier Fuentes does not pay the dividends he expected. It will be a goal kick for the Wenatchee Panthers. 1-0 lead for Wenatchee. We're going to stop the game for just 1 second, says Mr. Navarro. And we're going to allow this substitution to take place. And Mr. Marcos Bravo of Wenatchee will get some more playing time.
Yeah, he caught one to the lower shin there, and he's been dealing with shin splints all year, so that's definitely a little bit of some massage and some ice there. And
the through ball, waiting for it. On the right side was Julian Reyes. There's Reyes. The touch for Ramos. The shot, and it sails wide. Good effort that time by Mr. Bravo. 47-27 on the clock. Romero. Bouncing off a marker now. Eastmont trying again via Diego Vasquez. Leon. Ball sails wide. It will be Eastmont ball nonetheless. Alfredo Gonzalez. The touch upfield. Leon taken back by the Panthers. With some room now. Good touch to the side for Julian Reyes. Reyes. Wisen. Ramos. Reyes, good maneuver, opening the game up further for Bravo. The chipper sailing over everybody, not a major problem for the goal defended by Armando Mendoza. Good connection, though, between those three Wenatchee players.
Yeah, they're working it out and starting to find some space just in front of that defensive wall and finding little wrinkles to run through.
We're back in action now. Reyes. Taken back by Andrade. Zaldivar, we hadn't seen him this half. Zaldivar under some pressure. Zaldivar. Sanchez opening the game for Gonzalez. All the way out now. Cabrera, and the stop by Mr. Mendoza. Right before Victor Andrade could connect. Now we're at the other end. Oh, no dangerous play. Referee says play on. Off to the races we go. Cabrera, Zaldivar. Zaldivar has to turn. Romero. Corner of the box. Leon. They're looking for a penalty kick. Will they get it? Referee says no. What's your call, Matt Wisen, if you're wearing the blue jersey today?
I think I saw a little bit of embellishment there. I wouldn't have been surprised to see him point at the spot on that. I don't really have a take either way.
Wisen off to the races. Marked by Vasquez. Wisen prevailing. Wisen getting that right foot ready. Wisen on the stop by Armando Mendoza, who's had 2 or 3 really good saves here early in the second half, Matt Wisen.
Yeah, those little hard balls coming in at your hands, trying to keep that ball just kind of the power taken out of it.
Oh, bit of a collision. Go ahead, please. He's fine.
It's not easy to do. I have soft fingers but strong wrists, and he's done a really good job.
And now 2 Wenatchee players make a sandwich out of Alfredo Gonzalez, who thankfully is okay, and a yellow card. We'll see in a second who gets it. It looks like number 6. Well,
is that Giovanni?
It is number 6 for Wenatchee, Giovanni Munoz. Yellow card in the 51st minute of play.
So there was a similar contact, just like one player prior to that, which I think could have been called as well. I think the players are getting a little bit confused. Obviously, the game as it gets later on is starting to, pressure is getting amped up, and we're going to see this. So referees starting to try and draw the line on and keeping this game under control here.
Wisen asking for a fall and getting it. A foul, I should say. It will be a free kick for Wenatchee as we approach the 53rd minute of play. This moment of the game brought to you by Jeffers, Danielson, Son, and Aylward Attorneys, serving the Wenatchee Valley with the finest professional services since 1946. Now we're playing near the corner. Good shot across, looking for Wisen. Sails a little high. Ramos. Clean maneuver that time by Eastmont. Collier on the recovery. Mata. That one is Lopez. The quick give and go. Stopped by the very efficient Romero. The deep ball looking for Zaldivar. Stopped at midfield. Wenatchee prevailing nonetheless. Eastmont, I beg your pardon. Romero now switching across the center alley, looking for Pfefferman. Good touch that time. Off to the races, Andrade. Andrade battling on to get past the goalkeeper. This one is a dangerous one. And a bit of a collision there. Whistle, and
I think we're going to get it.
I think we're going to get a penalty.
No, I think we might get a yellow card on this one on the defender. No. Just
a talking to and a bit of a smile, as if to say, nice try. You didn't fool me.
So no foul there. I think it was just a dangerous play situation, and he just held play up to make sure everybody's all right.
Unfortunate mistake that could have been costly for Wenatchee. 53-53 on the clock. Deep ball that time. Good ball for Bravo. If he is able to tame that one, it could be some danger. Pefferman. Andrade, leaving one behind, trying for two, going for two, getting two. Good touch upfield for Leon. Off to the races now. Cabrera. Taken away nimbly by the back line of Wenatchee. Cabrera trying to recoup. Now Wenatchee's on the move. Nick Lopez. I got to tell you, Matt, day and night between the first and the second halves.
It's opening up a little sense of urgency by Eastmont. They're kind of coming out of their defensive shell now and really trying to get some numbers forward. And likewise, it's opening things up on the other end.
Wisen. The pass from Reyes, who was asking for it from across the field. Ball goes out of bounds. Substitution coming, as well as a goal kick for Eastmont. Yeah. Defensive header by Wenatchee there. Fuentes taken back by Chirinos, opening the game a little too hard of a shot that time for Wenatchee's Lopez, it looks like. No, it was Bravo to control.
Got a player with some needs to see a trainer, it looks like.
Looks like number 4. It was Vega, ultimately, the player that struggled to tame that pass, but now we're looking at number 4 for Eastmont, Javier Fuentes, who seems to be doing okay. Andrade, Zaldivar, and back to Andrade, trying to slink past his marker. We have Osvaldo Medellin, I beg your pardon, on the pitch for Wenatchee. Number 10 on his jersey. Wenatchee trying to thread the needle and get the ball to Wisen. Ball sails wide, and Pefferman taking care of this throw-in. Ball goes out of bounds. Mr. Navarro says it will be Wenatchee putting it into play. No foul. Sanchez. And now it will be Wenatchee via Mr. Chirinos. Taking care of this throw-in. Mota, touch to the back. Vega, quick touch upfield for Mata. Over there is Wisen, sending it out of bounds with more urgency than the style is Fuentes. We're going to have a substitution. It looks like Mr. Malcolm will see some more playing time after all. .57 on the clock. Pivoting header that time. The shot from about 20+ yards. And the stop by Mr. Mendoza. This moment of the game brought to you by Laura Mountain Real Estate, rated world's best real estate firm for the Wenatchee Valley in 2020. Vega. Looking once again for Wisen. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Eastmont ball. Wenatchee ahead 1-0 since the 40th minute of play. The last minute of action in the first half, thanks to Maurizio Ramos. Sanchez. Gonzalez. Pefferman. Andrade. Pfefferman. Good touch for Zaldivar. Zaldivar. Andrade. Gonzalez. Taken away by Wenatchee. Bit of a shove there, no call. There's the whistle now. It will be a free kick for Wenatchee. Collier. Vega. Ocampo. Mota. Good through ball that time by Mata. A bit too long for Wisen to catch up to it. Mendoza on the stop. The goal kick by Eastmont. Zaldivar can't really land that one. Pfefferman trying again. Andrade over the head of his marker, looking for Zaldivar. Sent out of bounds by the back line of Wenatchee. Eastmont quickly putting it back into play. Leon. That one is Gonzalez. All the way out for Malcolm. Romero. Gonzalez. Romero. Good give and go that time. Into the box, and Mr. Mendoza has to come way out and put a stop to the danger. At midfield we are now. Ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for the Panthers. As we have a substitution now. It's number 6 for Wenatchee, Giovanni Munoz, returning to the pitch, being the latest substitution and replacing number 3, Gabriel Mata. Shot across. Pfefferman gets there before the Wenatchee player. Looked like number 8, and it is number 8, Vega. Stopped up midfield now. Munoz. Taken back for Eastmont by Leon. Andrade. Ball goes out of bounds. It should be Eastmont ball in my opinion. We'll see what the referee calls this one. We see Pfefferman approaching the play, so chances are he's going to take care of this throw-in, and he will. Leon. Bit too wide to worry the goalkeeper. 62-12 on the clock. We're past the first half of the second half. This moment of the game brought to you by One Way Construction. One Way is a premier custom home builder and general contractor in North Central Washington. One Way Construction, your project, your way. Corner kick for Eastmont. And the touch just outside the 6 by Mr. Zaldivar sails a little bit wide. Goal kick for Wenatchee. The Panthers leading Eastmont 1-0. Exchange of headers there. Now is Tyrell Malcolm being held. Whistle on the play, foul called. It will be a free kick. What do you do if you're Eastmont on this play, Matt Wisen?
You know, they're in a good spot to send that ball across the front of the goal, about 8-9 yards out from the face of the goal. Hope to get a touch on it, send some runners in. You know, it's all timing and luck at this point. Maximizing the exposure across the front of the goal.
And before Mr. Malcolm can catch up to it, is Mr. Luis Mendoza putting a stop to the danger. You're right. He's the real deal under those 3 tubes, Matt Wisen. You're absolutely right. A quick give and go. Wisen, quick counterattack into the box, left footed shot, go, 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 go! Matt, how happy are you right now?
That was, a great heads-up play by Wenatchee, seeing Tyler isolated there one-on-one. Eastmont hasn't been wanting to do that. So a great ball in, a great finish. And that definitely brings a sigh of relief to the Wenatchee bench, I'm sure, and inside.
And a bit of a rehearsed celebration there. They went as a group right in front of our camera, apparently.
Yeah, the team has been working on something. This is their big night of the game or of the year, and really kind of wanted to do something. And whether it's Eastmont or Wenatchee, it's always great to see success. And they get the spotlight. And there's not many times when they get the big NCWLIFE crew coming to town to film this game. And so, really taking advantage of those cameras and lights tonight.
We're like Monday Night Football.
Oh yeah, bigger than that, right? We have our own theme song, don't we?
Are you ready for some football? But we spell it with a U. That's the right.
I like that.
There's a shot, and not a major problem that time for Mr. Mendoza. 2-0 Wenatchee. Tyler Wisen with the score in the 63rd minute of play. Let's see what the referee is discussing at this point.
I think we got a substitution.
That's right. Looks like number 7 for Wenatchee, Nick Lopez, re-entering the contest. So just under a quarter hour left for Eastmont to inch a little closer on the scoreboard. Needless to say, 2-0 is nothing to be relaxed about, Matt Wise, and that is one of the most dangerous scores in soccer.
Worst leads to have, I tell you.
This moment of the game brought to you by Les Schwab Tires. Les Schwab takes your safety seriously every time you stop by. A bit of a charge from behind and a yellow card. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Number 10 for Wenatchee, Mr. Medellin, gets a yellow card. Clear foul from behind in the 67th minute. And that makes it 3 yellow cards for Wenatchee and 1 for Eastmont by my count. Fuentes. Leon. Malcolm and Romero. A rare mistake by Romero. He's normally quite efficient.
Yeah, he's been pushing further up the field now, and
he has. He was all the way back here,
trying to take advantage or trying to get some numbers forward. My only comment would be just to do a little bit more strategically. And
Zaldivar, a bit too long for him. You were saying?
Not all the time, because it's really. He is a solid defender, but they do need his foot, and he can. I've seen him finish a few goals before too.
Corner kick for Eastmont. (67-44) with Wenatchee ahead 2-0. A header by Malcolm, rejected by the back line of Wenatchee, and now the ball sails out of bounds. 67-59, make that 68 now. And Wenatchee is still leading 2-0.
Yeah, the water we got, it's like bath water. It's pretty warm. It makes not quite the quenching, soothing feel on our throats that we could use right now. I'm not complaining, because the cold weather we've had has been miserable. So I'll take the warm water. It's better than nothing, that's for sure.
There's Mendoza. A quick give and go there. Pushing it upfield, Vega and Bravo. Defensive maneuver by Fuentes with a bit of trouble there. Vega. Bravo. Munoz taken back by Eastmont. Gonzalez and a bit of a foul there.
It's a little premeditated when he went down on that.
Premeditated? A high school player? Alfredo Gonzalez. Romero. The stop by Nick Lopez that time. Ball goes out of bounds, the throw-in. Trying to get past Romero. Now ball goes out of bounds yet again. Eastmont yet again putting it into play. Gonzalez. Into the box, or right at the top of the box. Counter in the making for Wenatchee. Off to the races is Wisen. Is he going to catch up to it? First on it will be Diego Vasquez, sending it out of bounds. Throwing for Wenatchee. This moment of the game brought to you by Global Car Care. Your vehicle is their #1 priority. Diesels and European cars are their specialty. Pick up and drop off available. Stop by their website, globalcarcare.net.
Yeah, those Eastmont's kind of left. They've been leaving 3 back. Now they're leaving 2 back, and so that's opening up the space in there to work in behind for that counterattack option.
The throw-in doesn't quite pay the dividends Wenatchee was hoping for, but here comes Chirinos. A quick give and go down the left side. Lopez. Aiming towards the box. Back to Lopez. On the mark is Romero, opening the game up for Chirinos. Blocked by Fuentes. Trying again is Munoz. 18 yards out, open for Wisen on the bounce. Pefferman. 71 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Zaldivar. Ball goes out of bounds. Let's see what the referee calls this one.
I believe a throw-in.
It should be a throw-in, in my opinion. It didn't go on the other side of the flag. Zaldivar. Leon. Way too far for Tyrell Malcolm. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Wenatchee ball. This moment of the game brought to you by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, providing heating and air conditioning service and installation since 1982. We're serving residential and commercial. They specialize in indoor air quality.
No, holding on to the ball
too long. 6 seconds. That's all you have. And it's a yellow card for the goalkeeper for Wenatchee, Luis Mendoza.
He had some players yelling at him to hurry up. It's just he's got to listen to his players, and the referee has called that a few times this year already. So it's how much can you focus and see this win out and not collapse? I mean, that's why 2-0 leads are always scary.
We had one of these same situations a few weeks ago. I believe it was a game against Kashmir. I do not recall if it was Eastmont against Kashmir. I believe it was Eastmont against Kashmir. But the goalkeeper held on to it. And Coach Olston, who was doing the color commentating for us that night, pointed out the mistake. I bet you this player's not going to do that again for a while, especially if if his teammates on the back line keep calling him on it.
Yeah, no, Luis, he'll learn from that. And yellow card in the long scheme of things, they didn't give up a free kick, and they didn't get sent off. So if you can waste a few seconds at this time of the game, it might be worth it.
Across midfield it goes, stopped by Chirinos. Stitt. Keeping it alive down the flank was Pfefferman, and collides.
Good job by Pfefferman.
It looks like Gavino Mota. Play continues now. Malcolm. Swept away by the defender Collier. Ball goes out of bounds. Throw in for Eastmont. 74:54 on the clock. Right-footed shot by Jesse Sanchez, not enough to scare Mr. Mendoza. This moment of the game brought to you by Save Mart. Shop smart, shop local, serving the Wenatchee Valley since 1962. And speaking of Coach Oyston, Wenatchee FC, North Central Washington's leader in development of youth soccer players with club teams, camps, private training, and tournament playing opportunities. Scholarships are available, so for more information, visit wfcyouth.net.
Yeah, Coach Oyston and Coach McCourty are right down here in front of us watching the majority of their players right now. Just right here in the center of this.
Oh, there they are. Okay.
Coach McCourty's son, Christian, is here in attendance. He was just named to the Great Britain national ski team. He had played for the BO3s for quite a while, and skiing is more his style, and he is definitely a quality athlete.
Now it's Malcolm limping a little bit after that exchange, but play continues. Gonzalez trying to make some room. Now Pfefferman off to the chases. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Wenatchee. Not a moment to waste. Quickly, the ball gets down to Wisen. Wisen tries to control it with his torso. Ball goes out of bounds. And it will be first a substitution and then a throw-in for Wenatchee. I believe it's number 10 Medellin back onto the pitch. And Pfefferman sweeps it away from Gavino Mota. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a corner kick for Wenatchee. Wisen will...
And he's just holding it in the corner, wasting time. They already put it in.
Yeah, it's in play.
Yeah, it's in play.
It's in play, everybody. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's see if the referee has something to say about that. It looks like a completely illicit play, as weird as it may have been to see it.
Yeah, it's completely legal. It's just you got to be heads up. I mean, that ran, shoot, I don't know how many seconds off the clock there, but quite a bit.
Free kick for Eastmont. Diego Vasquez. Sanchez, before it can get to Romero, Vega interrupts. Mata. Opening the game out to the left side. On the mark is Romero. Lopez, it looks like. Oh, good move. Good move. Into the box. Oh, that deserved better.
He did a good job, but he's got to get his head up before he makes that pass.
Across midfield we go. Quick counter by Eastmont. Off to the races is Andrade. First runner is Mendoza. Now Andrade under some pressure. Mendoza scoops it up and plays it to Stitt.
Doghouse Motorsports just won best.
Gavino Mota. Ball goes out of bounds, and we're playing now under the direction, time-wise, at the very least, of the right wrist of Mr. Ed Navarro. The clock has stopped at 78, so the time is being kept on the field by the officials. Stitt, nice maneuver that time. And Marcel Marceau has arrived at this booth. Good job that time. Sanchez, nice touch. Leon. Gonzalez. Malcolm. Pefferman. The ball from Pefferman to Leon. Leon approaching the box, whistle on the play, foul called, and another yellow card.
I don't agree with that yellow card. It
looks like it's Mr. Stitt getting the caution because he's the one approaching this the sideline. Matt Wisen, your take?
So I don't agree with that yellow card. He had 3 defenders in front of him, so he's not breaking up a clear goal scoring or even a breakaway opportunity there. He chipped his ankle. But for a yellow, it seems a little harsh. Leon's going to make a heyday out of it. I mean, he's a dangerous player, and you want to do everything you can do to stop him from shooting. But with 3 defenders in front of him,
I know that the rule of thumb is for a broadcast is if you disagree with your partner, keep your mouth shut. But I'm gonna go ahead and disagree and say I think it was a well earned yellow card. I thought it was not a clean play from my standpoint. But then again. The play. Oh, what a shot! What a shot! What a shot by Zaldivar, and these last injury time minutes will be a sight to behold.
Yeah,
what a shot by Zaldivar.
Beautiful shot, bending that around the wall and just catching the goalkeeper off guard there, and nothing you can do. I mean, that was all shot there. So now, are we going to get the curse of the 2-0 lead, or are we going to get another back and forth here?
Oh my goodness, this is going to be something because at the very most, I would say Eastmont has 2 or 3 trips around the clock to put all the meat on the grill, to put all the chips on red and hope for the best.
So we're into injury time or extra time now, 30 seconds or so.
This moment of the game brought to you by Earthwise Pet. If your pet had a choice, they would choose Earthwise. Romero. Sent back out. Is there a substitution coming for Wenatchee? Yes, indeed. It's number 9 for the Wenatchee boys. That would be Mr. Marcos Bravo. Mr. Navarro correcting the position of the throw-in. Ball goes out of bounds again. Romero. Rejected by Chirinos. Couple more headers. Whistle on the play. I don't know what was elicited about that. What did you see, Matt Wisen?
Oh, it got up a little high on the player, the elbow to the forearm to the back.
Got it. We're playing injury time with Wenatchee holding on to a 2-1 lead over their arch rivals from Eastmont. Bit of a chipper. This could be a troublesome one. No, Mendoza under control. Armando Mendoza this time. Wenatchee, to their credit, still trying to put it away. Wisen. Pefferman. Wisen. Ball goes out of bounds. Navarro checking his watch. Andrade. Pefferman, a bit of indecision there between Pefferman and Fuentes, and Wisen taking advantage of the situation. Ball goes out of bounds. Eastmont needs to hurry.
Approaching 3 minutes into extra time now.
It's Wenatchee killing some more time, since they're the ones who are putting it into play. Throwing into the box. Leon. Gonzalez. Romero, that's exactly what they need to do. No time for tiki-taka. They need that long ball as close to the box as possible. Sent away, out of bounds. It looks like Wisen sending it away. It is Wisen. Romero. The Chilena by Eastmont. And there's the whistle that tells us that Wenatchee has survived a late onslaught by Eastmont to take this one by a score of 2-1. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with the post-game show right after this.
Wenatchee Power Sports not only has a new owner, but an all-new attitude to match. Speaking of attitude, check out the 2021 models arriving now. Polaris snowmobiles, ATVs and side-by-sides. Yamaha motorcycles, watercraft ATVs and side-by-sides. KTM motorcycles and the latest edition Beta high-performance motorcycles. Coming this fall, a huge demo event featuring the latest and hottest off-road machines. It's all at the retuned Wenatchee Power Sports, where maximum performance is a way of life. 3031 GS Center Road in North Wenatchee, open Tuesday through Saturday.
JDSA Law is a proud sponsor of these local sports broadcasts. They've been serving North Central and Eastern Washington since 1946. For over 70 years, their team of dedicated professionals has delivered quality, innovative legal services. JDSA Law partners with you to provide the finest legal advice and support as you navigate your personal and business challenges, risks, and accomplishments. At JDSA Law, they salute our local athletes and wish them well on another excellent season of competition.
Spring brings new beginnings, new growth, and new hope. At Pat Armstrong Ford, we work hard to make sure you find the right vehicle for your lifestyle and season. Spring means more time outside, spending quality time with friends and family, enjoying everything the new season brings. Whatever you want to do out there, we've got the vehicle to get it done.
Get your spring started right in a new Ford or Lincoln at Pat Armstrong Ford, where we are community strong.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
To achieve greatness once, it's not the end of the journey. It is only the beginning. Introducing the next all-electric super truck. The revolutionary GMC Hummer EV SUV. Reserve one now while they last.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
During the Les Schwab Spring Tire Sale, save up to $200 when you bundle select tires, wheels, and brakes. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
If you're like me, you're already dreaming about the summer, enjoying it with friends and family in the backyard. Don't get discouraged with the chilly breeze of spring just yet. There is still work to be done, and the warmer temperatures are just around the corner. If you've been thinking about when to get your backyard ready for summer, come on down to Blue Lagoon, now scheduling pool openings. Ask us why we think you should open your pool sooner rather than later. Call today. Scheduling is filling up fast.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 7th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tabor.
I'm Mike. And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the Doghouse?
Save Mart is the place to go if you are in the market for home furnishings. They have rows and rows of sofas, love seats, recliners, and chairs in a vast array of fabrics and colors. Name brands include Ashley, Best, and Stanton. With pictures, lamps, and tables to complement your new furniture, Save Mart is a one-stop shop. Save Mart offers 12-month special financing on approval of credit. Save Mart also offers free delivery, setup, and haul away in their service area. Serving the Wenatchee Valley for over 50 years. Located on North Wenatchee Avenue or visit online at savemart.net.
Welcome back to Wenatchee, Washington, where we just witnessed Wenatchee take this one over Eastmont by a score of 2-1. Now next to us are the player of the game for the Eastmont squad, as chosen by the Eastmont coaching staff, Freddie Gonzalez. Freddie, welcome. Now, what kept you guys from walking away with a more positive result? Because you guys had the effort, you guys had the intensity. Perhaps the finishing wasn't as crisp as in other games. What happened today?
We just went out there and told ourselves that we were going to play no matter what the score was. The season's almost over, so just go out there and play with everything, you know. I'll play the sport that we love, so.
Now, you walk out of here with a 6-4 record, and a winning record under these tough circumstances for everybody seems like quite the achievement, was it?
Yeah, we started off pretty slow, but then once through the season, we started bonding together and working together, and things started to come together, so I'm proud of them.
Absolutely, and speaking of pride, I bet a guy who feels plenty of pride in the performance of his players throughout the season is this gentleman right here, the head coach of the Eastmont Wildcats, Coach Vidal Hurtado. Coach, welcome as always. Well, tough result against a tough squad, playing unbelievably well at times, but still plenty to look forward to for next year, no?
Yeah, you know, well, we can get to next year at a later time, but I'm just very proud of our team. You know, every time we step on the field, it's a 50-50. We may win or we may lose as long as we give our full effort, and we'll let the cone lie as it lies. So we lost today, but I'm proud of the way that they played. I'm proud of the way that they showed. We had opportunities. I think we got to let go of the ball a little bit sooner in the final third, let it rip and see if it hits the frame. But that's part of the game, you know. Learning from our losses is next for us, but I'm proud of the boys.
So, Coach, coaching perspective, a hard-fought, kind of a pinball back and forth first half, and then give up a late goal in the first half going into halftime. What do you tell your team at that point to get them to rally, to play strong, and then all of a sudden you give up a second goal? What do you tell your team at those 2 points to keep them in this game and fighting back?
Well, every game is 80 minutes long, so we just got to keep working. We hope we try to score first, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't mean that we're going to end up losing. Just because we conceded a goal first doesn't mean that we'll lose if we conceded two. We got to keep working. We 5 minutes left, we got one in, and we all of a sudden had a little bit of hope. So we just got it's 80 minutes long. It's not 40, it's not 5. It's play for 80 minutes, and that's what I try to instill in them, try to coach them up on, and you just play your heart out for 80 minutes, and you let the things happen. And then we learn from it every time. So that's all you can ask. Just tell them that we got to keep working.
Well, you did a great job of that. I mean, they had every excuse to quit, and they fought their way back in. And so, hats off to the team and to coaches there, setting that example for the next year and future.
Yeah, we never quit. Leave it at that.
All right, thank you very much to both of you, Coach Hurtado, Mr. Gonzalez. A pleasure and congratulations. When we come back, we have the player of the game for the Wenatchee side and the head coach of the Wenatchee Panthers, Coach Dennis Tronson. Don't go away.
had to pack up all my things. I had to leave my home. And I never knew where I was going next. It felt like I never even had a say. But then you came along.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you.
Come on, I'm a certified technician. I was trained to take good care of you.
9. I've only been to the dealer.
I've been coming here for years. These guys are great.
Look around. The BMW, the Jag, the Volvo, they're all waiting for regular service. Well, the BMW has a little computer issue, but that's nothing we can't handle. Come on in.
From regular maintenance to computer troubleshooting, trust the Global Car Care technicians with your import, diesel-powered, or domestic vehicle. Global Car Care. They speak your car's language.
Dankeschön.
Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
Welcome back to the Apple Bowl. Wenatchee has taken this one over Eastmont by a score of 2-1. And next to us are the players of the game for the Wenatchee squad as chosen by the Panthers coaching staff. First of all, Luis Mendoza, the goalkeeper, and Kenneth Chirinos. Gentlemen, congratulations. And my first question to you is, you started the season under very inauspicious circumstances, very little time to train, the county and the state in the middle of a pandemic, as we all know, and you pull off an undefeated season. To what do you credit such a monumental achievement?
I especially, to coach. It was an odd way to start the season. We've never been like this, especially practicing with masks. It was a weird one, and big thanks, to coach and the players for actually being and able to do it. And it's just coming as a team and coming as a big one.
Mr. Chirinos?
For me, honestly, God first. He took me into not only me, but my team. He took care of us, and I got to give honor not only to Coach Johnson, but Coach Vasquez, and Flores as well. All of our teams, all first reserves, second reserves, and the first team, it was just like, we all just brought it, that ambition, and it was just amazing. That's how we took off and have this record we have right now.
All right. And the record you have has been capped by a victory over the arch rivals from across the river. What allowed you to get out of here with a win today?
Mainly, we played our game. We were on our turf. We felt like we weren't the one to be rushed. They were the ones to be nervous. We were here 10-0. We know how we play, and we just kept the ball and just did our own thing. Just like what we practiced at.
Did anything that Eastmont do give you difficulty today?
Nah, maybe just every player is gonna give you a little difficulty, but at the most part we were good. We kept our head up after we did a little mistake. We just kept on going, look forward.
All right. And the gentleman in charge of the show here for the Wenatchee Panthers is the head coach, Coach Tronson. Good to see you again, sir. And what can you say? 10-0 after, like we said, a very, very tough, a very unusual start for the season after a very long layoff. You said it was the longest one of your career. How does it feel?
After waiting 23 months to play a full match again with losing excellent seniors from last year, and then to have this group of 5 gentlemen step forward and say, we want to play and we want to be ready to compete. And these guys have bought into everything that the staff have asked them, and they continue to develop. And we always talk, it's about the little things, and we've had a few injuries, we've had some COVID, and it's always the next man up. And, to cap the season, seniors have not lost in 4 matches to Eastmont, and to be 10-0 going into our final match, going to Moses Lake, another Big 9 foe. They have, this group of seniors and these 2 gentlemen have set a real high standard going forward for this program. It's a legacy that they can look back on and be proud of. They have set the record, haven't lost here in 11 games. as players. And we see that in our reserve teams, another dominant victory by the guys that are going to take their spot. And our young guys are playing here tomorrow, so we'll see how they do, and they've had a very successful season. So it's true leadership, and the leadership comes from the players. You know, our job as coaches is just to guide them, set things up. And if the players follow their lead, as their seniors have, good things happen.
Wisen, all yours.
So, Coach, you know, I'll put you on the spot a little bit here. Next year, you've had a great year so far, and you're breaking records. Future is looking absolutely outstanding. But you've been with this club for quite a long time, and I haven't seen the records, but you got to be closest to one of the winningest coaches in the state right now. And what do you attribute some of that to?
It's all the players and the coaches, my assistants. You know, longtime assistant Louis Anguiano left us after 20-plus years, and we've had consistency. We brought on John Springer, who is a longtime coach in the girls program, and he's been assisting. And this year we brought on a former collegiate player and now coaching, Ricardo Flores, along with Coach Vasquez, who took over the girls program. You know, and they had a nice season at 10-1, and so we felt we had to match that. And we're all on the same page, but the key is the players. They come out, they perform, they work hard, they do what's asked of them in the short season. And I think because of that preparation, they're successful. You know, when they finally bought into, let's play the way we can play, and that's what the coaches thought. As long as we do that, great things happen. And when we don't, we have some breakdowns, but that's soccer. And looking forward, you know, I got a great group coming back. Going to be a tough selection next year. We got a lot of juniors on our first reserves that will fill some spots. But it's Wenatchee Panther soccer. We don't rebuild. We just put different numbers, people in the same uniforms, and go play.
Yeah, credit to the first reserve squad. I was looking at their goal differential, and it's in the 80s right now, 80s plus for the goal differential, and they're undefeated as well. So future is definitely bright. Yes. Congratulations. Get healthy, guys. One more game left.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Anybody want to say hi to Mom? Hi, Mom.
I just want to say, hey, to all the moms over there, hello, and my mama too. Yeah.
All right. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms watching for us. All right, folks, this will wrap it up for us. On behalf of everyone involved, this is our last game of the season. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for hanging with us through a very, very unusual season. So once again, our thanks to you, our audience, for hanging with us, for staying with us, and for enjoying some high school soccer along the way. I'm Sebastian Moraga. This gentleman next to me is Matt Wisen, saying thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
The shot, and beautiful.
Thanks for watching High School Sports on your home for local high school sports, the NCWLIFE Channel. Today's broadcast was brought to you by August Edge Real Estate, Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, Confluence Health, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Doghouse Motorsports, Global Car Care, the Highlander Golf Course and Grill, JDSA Law, Laura Mounter Real Estate, Les Schwab Tires, One Way Construction, Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, Save Mart, Sangster Motors, Wenatchee Power Sports, Earthwise Pet, and Chelan Douglas Casa. Stay with us all year long for high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel. We now return to regular programming already in progress.